on Steel City Live, man. It's draft day, and it is a big day. It's going to be a long night. Had to grab some high quality coffee and get myself moving here. But man, could this be an insane day for your Pittsburgh Steelers? I really think that this could go a couple different ways. It's going to be boring as shit, or it could be rather damn exciting. You're starting to see the Steelers, according to Diana Rossini, in talks with the Atlanta Falcons, along with several other teams. Well, a couple other teams, the Cleveland Browns and the Minnesota Vikings, along with your Pittsburgh Steelers, in talks for a possible trade for Kirk Cousins here, the veteran quarterback, coming off an Achilles injury. Not a very great year last year in 2024, losing his job basically to Penix, a rookie, and here we find ourselves maybe going after a vastly overpaid guy in Kirk Cousins. That story is still developing. We'll see what happens. Trade rumors all over the place. I mean, if you get something big for somebody, I mean, you got to do it. I mean, it is what it is, especially if it's something unreasonable and really stupid on the other team's part. You get it done. But we're going to go after a lot of we're going to talk tonight about a lot of players that the Pittsburgh Steelers could potentially target inside of round one. We're going to talk wide receivers. We're going to talk tackles. We're going to talk defensive frontmen, and we're going to tell you a little bit about each of those guys and what we want to see in a potential target at a lot of these positions. Let's dive into the chat real quick here. What is up? Miss P in the house. JD, Zach Curry in the house. Tom Ford, what is up? Just a YouTuber. Daniel Berry Sports Highlights. Let's keep going. Joshua Shields in the house. Nathan McDonald, another Wombat. What is up, guys? Good to see you all in the chat. I'll get to as many questions. Nathan McDonald says, starting to get nervous. If we draft Sanders, I might throw up. I wouldn't throw up over Shador. I love Shador. I really, really do. I just don't have a first-round grade on him. And that's what would bother me about it, because I feel like there's value later in the draft. And you guys all know that from hearing me talk. But tonight, we're going to dive into this pre-draft show here tonight. And then, once this show concludes, I'm going to be sliding over to Steelers Almighty after a little bit of a break, and I will be talking with Big B in a relaxed setting here as we dive into the draft a little bit. So make sure you guys come over and join me and Big B there. And after that, I will plan on coming back over here to Mike Drop Sports for a less informal live session. It won't be set up probably like how I usually am. It'll probably be live, me on the couch talking, just a hangout session, but we will dive into all of that. So make sure, again, you are liking, subscribing, doing all that good shit, and joining us here to talk a lot of football here on night one of the 2025 NFL Draft. What's up, Troy? Daniel Warman, I don't see the Steelers drafting a QB in round one. I'm betting they'll take an edge rusher. I don't know about edge rusher. Guys, I really think it's going to be a defensive tackle, and I think that there's a lot of value at this defensive tackle spot. I think there's several guys that you could get here that make a lot of sense, man. Derek Harmon being the lead dog for me in terms of players that could be available, and I really love Derek Harmon, a guy that is good in space. Michigan State in the beginning, then ended up in Oregon, so this guy definitely is a player that I would really love to have, in my opinion. I definitely think he would be somebody that I'd be very interested in if I'm the Pittsburgh Steelers. He led all interior defensive linemen in QB pressures. And it wasn't Grant. It wasn't Graham. It wasn't anyone like that. It was Derek Harmon, and he led that by a large number, my friends. It definitely was something special. He got a good first step. He's very quick, man. He gets up the field fast. He is somebody that I think can really do what the Pittsburgh Steelers need somebody to do. And that is cause real sheer havoc in the interior defensive line, coupling that with guys like Cam Hayward, Keanu Benton. Guys, Keanu Benton has played fairly well, but I don't think he's exactly what the Pittsburgh Steelers envisioned him to be. I think they're still trying to figure out his role. But a guy like Derek Harmon is a player that I think can do the things that are necessary. I love Derek Harmon. I think it would be a slam dunk pick if the Steelers were to gain Derek Harmon in this draft, man. No doubt about it. I really do. He's so good in space, guys. That's the thing that I really like about Derek Harmon. A guy that can take on those double teams, a guy that can move fast and quick throughout that interior defensive front. I just think it's somebody that's really going to be special at the NFL level. Yes, I will link that stream. I will do my best to do it. I think Big B sent me the link. I will have to go on there and I will share it to the community section, another Wombat. I do not have it like right here in front of me. So I will definitely share that for you guys. Here, I might be able to do it here from the computer and share it into the chat, but I think it'll be better if I just put it into the community section. Another guy, Kenneth Grant, 6'3", 340, big body dude. This guy, he's a monster too. You couldn't go wrong with picking him, a third-year junior, an absolute freak in nature, guys. 30-inch vertical, elite upper body strength. That's the notes that I have on Kenneth Grant. That's the main note. Whenever I evaluate somebody and I'm looking at a player, I make one key bold point. And that was the bold point I made about Kenneth Grant. Elite upper body strength with a 30-inch vertical. What have we grown so much, grown to love so much about Cameron Hayward? His ability to get up there and swat the football. And I believe Kenneth Grant can provide you some of that. So definitely it's somebody like Kenneth Grant that can hustle every play. He never stops on a play, guys. You'll see him run down a player, a running back that breaks and rips off a 10, 12-yard run. Who do you see? A 340-pound Kenneth Grant coming downhill, making the tackle from behind. That's a hustler, guys. That's a player that don't give up, man, and that is something truly, truly special. He can also win and split double teams, which in that 3-4 defensive scheme with the limited front men on the defense, you have to be super, super, super good at it. On all other defenses, you need to do it well. But on the Pittsburgh Steelers defensive front, you have to be elite at splitting the double team for it to be successful. And I believe Kenneth Grant is exceptional at that, splitting the double team, being able to use that 33.5-inch arms that he has to be able to maneuver and guide himself through that interior offensive line and really make splash plays using that ability to split the double team. So he can play the run really well and equally play the pass game really, really well. He can rush the passer really, really well. So he's a guy that is 1B to my 1A in Derek Harmon in terms of available players possibly for the Pittsburgh Steelers there. So we'll dive into more of the defensive tackles too as we dive in here through the night. There's a lot of other players that we can evaluate here and look over. We got a ton of time here tonight. Let's keep going. Look forward to a different setting. A change of scenery is cool every once in a while. I've heard the Steelers list on their draft board for the first has defensive tackle, running back, cornerback, and wide receiver. Yeah, I think it has everybody, and if it should have everybody, because that's the smart move, is to have every position, because you're going for best player available. Anybody could have put that list out there that you heard, that says that you've heard that's their draft board list. Anybody could have made that up and hit on it. Why? Because you should be looking at every position, and again, I think that they are hopefully doing that. The Omar Khan era has been full of twists and turns and surprises and very un-Steeler-like moves, and I believe tonight will serve as no different. Super chat coming in. What's up, Jason? Happy draft day. Here we go. That is a super chat from my Floyd is Pink 79. Thank you for always being in the chat. Truly appreciate you, Floyd. Definitely very, very much appreciated when you're coming in with those super chats. It means a lot to me. I'm very humbled when you guys do that for me. Challenger 22 in the house. A Steelers draft just isn't a draft without drafting a linebacker. It can happen. I don't see it happening early. I definitely don't see that happening early, but it could very well happen. Daniel Warman, one thing I can say the Steelers draft very well. Typically, I feel like they're pretty solid at it, no doubt, Daniel. Tom Ford, if the Steelers draft a defensive tackle, I want Kenneth Grant. And I don't blame you, Tom. Definitely a player that could be really, really, really good. Challenger 22, not true, Daniel Warman. Steelers have missed a lot in the past 10 years. I would say overall they draft fairly well. They've missed on the first round picks, Challenger, and that's what has really put a real bad look onto the Steelers when you're talking about draft. But if you look at their overall drafting, I think that they're fairly decent at it. I wouldn't say that they're as elite as they once were. I'll be in agreement there. But I would say that they typically are pretty solid and a lot better than a lot of the other teams. But in the first round, they've missed more than they've hit. But that's true for every franchise, guys. Again, this is a lottery, and we as fans want them to hit on every single one, myself included. We want them to. And we're going to see and remember the bad ones a lot more than we're going to remember those good ones. I can tell you that. And I don't know why that is. It just is. It is the way it is. But yeah, the Steelers, I feel like overall under Omar Khan have done a fine job. But I think they've missed here and there. Broderick Jones isn't a miss, guys. And that was Omar's first round draft pick ever. That wasn't a miss on Omar Khan's spot because we don't know what Broderick's going to eventually develop into. This is going to be the first year that Broderick Jones gets to play left tackle, gets to play the position he was drafted for. After having a really, really good rookie year, he had a bum year in his second year, and that happens. Offensive linemen usually don't achieve greatness or achieve their potential until they're in the league 3 or 4 years, guys. That's reality. That's truth about that. So we can't write Broderick Jones off as a miss yet because none of us know just yet. We can speculate, but none of us know. Then last year's first round pick with Troy Fautanu. That's the second straight tackle for Omar Khan inside of round 1. We don't know if that was a miss, but the young man played really good in Denver until that injury happened. We got to see him for a little bit of time, and he played really, really well when he was in there, but that injury just bit him, man, and he was out for the year. So the limited action we did get to see from Troy Fautanu definitely wouldn't scream miss to me. But again, it's going to take 3-4 years for you to really know how each draft class comes in there and really gets a hold and really gives you a clear sense of what they were able to do in that draft. Appreciate you guys so very much. Double tapping that screen, hitting that like button for us here on Steel City Live, our pre-draft show, only here on Mike Drop Sports. We're going to dive in, guys. I got to slow down here again a little bit tonight. I feel like I'm trying to get through the show like I normally do, but we got a little bit of time. Zah Curry coming in with 5 gifted Mike Drop Sports memberships. Thank you, Zah, from one of our regulars here on the channel. Jackson Star, Amanda Hall, Just a Guest, Random Steeler Fan, Joseph Halapia, and you guys were gifted those memberships. So make sure you drop a thank you to our boy Zah Curry in the chat for gifting those Mike Drop Sports memberships. They're going to be valuable, guys. When we hit that 10,000 subscriber mark, you have a chance to win an authentic, signed TJ Watt jersey. If you are part of the Mike Drop Mafia, it is definitely something that costs 99 cents a month and is so easy to gain great gifts like that, great prizes when we hit certain plateaus here on the channel. So again, thank you to Zah Curry for hitting those memberships. They are very important, guys. We are almost up to 100 paid members and almost to that 5,000 subscriber mark. So we are well on our way here on Mike Drop Sports. Let's keep going. My Floyd's Peak. I hope we get Sanders. Zah Curry. It was from Noah. You talking? From all Steelers. Okay. Yeah. Again, I'm not knocking Noah for it either. This is no knock on anybody. Anybody could just threw those position groupings out there and they could have stuck. I mean, yeah, the list is the list. They should be looking for every position. That's just my personal thoughts. Again, they can say all they want. The Steelers only have these positions listed on their draft board. I hope the Steelers aren't doing that, because if they are, I think that it's trouble. Again, best player available. I don't care what position. Best player. I want the best players on my football team. I don't want a collection of reaches. I don't want a collection of players that, well, maybe they were better than that guy, but we needed that position, so we just went out there and they might not have fit into the value of that pick, but you know what? We took them anyway because we needed that position. Guys, it doesn't even sound right to say it. So, again, I hope the Steelers aren't doing that. Let me get a drink while you guys are double tapping the shit out of that screen here. Woo! That shit is hot, guys. This cup here, it is a Starbucks copper cup. And I got to tell you, that shit is hot, dude. And I made that shit about 20 minutes ago, and it is still like burn your mouth hot, dude. That's crazy. That just lets me know it'll be hot for the whole show. But anyway, where were we? Oh, Steelers draft. Yeah, we're here. It is what it is. Troy says, I hope the Steelers don't get Milroe. Kevin Colbert cooked us. Kevin Colbert had some fails, no doubt about it, Zuh. Elam, best and worst player you think the Steelers could get? I think the worst player the Steelers could get would be a quarterback at 21, and that's my personal opinion because I don't have first-round grades on any of those guys that are going to be available. I just don't think that they're worth a first-round pick. I feel like it's a reach because it's a position of need. It's a reach. And necessarily, is it a desperate position of need? No, you have two, baby. You have Mason Rudolph. Two ain't bad. Two ain't bad, man. And I just am here to tell you that it's not a position of desperation like people want to make it out to be. Do you need to get somebody? Absolutely, you need to bring a young guy in. But you don't do it at the cost of reaching. You don't do it at the cost of trading up and giving exuberant amounts of capital to do it because nobody at that position warrants any type of investment like that. It just doesn't. Guys, it's like running a business. It's like basic economics, man. If it don't make sense to you in your head, it don't make sense on paper. It don't make sense if you do it. I'm just telling you. I'm not saying Shador's bad. I'm not saying Jackson Dart's bad. I'm not saying any of those guys are bad players because I don't think they are. I just don't put a first round value on them, especially at the position they play. Let's keep going. Challenger 22. Hold on, guys. I don't want to. There we go. Challenger 22. Tired of Aaron Rodgers saga. Can't believe Steelers got themselves sunk into this crap. Yeah, but here's the real kicker about that Challenger, and I understand the frustrations of the fan base. I do. I sympathize with you. All of you. I sympathize with you. If you think that this is a shit show with the Aaron Rodgers stuff, I sympathize with you. And I can see why you're saying it. But the reality of this situation is this. The Steelers draft is no different. No matter if Aaron Rodgers is on this football team, whether they're pursuing Aaron Rodgers, whether he doesn't come at all. This draft changes in no way, shape, or form. This football team really doesn't change in no way, shape, or form by trying to pursue him. It doesn't change anything. And we've been saying that for weeks here on the channel. Weeks we've been saying that. And Omar Khan and Mike Tomlin basically said the same thing that we have been saying here, that it doesn't affect them in any way, shape, or form. But again, I can see both sides of this coin, guys, and I can see why fans are upset about it. I can see it. But honestly, after watching the Pat McAfee interview with Aaron Rodgers, after really understanding that it doesn't mean shit to the Steelers one way or another, I just kind of don't care about it. And if it happens, cool. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Cool. And again, I was comfortable too when he said he would play for 10 M's. Maybe he would play for a little bit less. Maybe. I don't think he would play for 10 million, but again, maybe he takes a little bit of a discount. So even that makes it a little bit better. So I think it would be a lot better chasing Aaron Rodgers than going and trading Atlanta a boatload of shit, a boatload of draft capital, a boatload of money for a guy that hasn't been playing very well in Kirk Cousins. I would rather not be in that situation, and I would definitely rather be in the Aaron Rodgers situation. No doubt about that. But I can definitely see both sides of the argument. What's up, DK Productions? Roast Purdy to the Steelers. I read it because it's draft night, Rose. Zach Curry, check your cash. I will. Thank you, man. I appreciate that, Zach. Thank you. You're the best. You're the best, man. We appreciate you. Where is Mason Graham going, guys? Mason Graham's an interesting target, guys. He's going to be gone within the first probably. I don't think he makes it out of 15 picks. High motor, he'll run you down too. He's another guy that's really exciting that played along in that Michigan defense. Another guy that gets off blocks well, great hand placement. He's a real violent player, a little slow on his first step. That was my big takeaway from Mason Graham. He couldn't get off that first step. He's not as quick off that first step as you would like. By no means am I saying he's slow. He's just not to that level you want him to be with that first step. And I got to say, honestly, though, after watching his game, watching his hand placement, watching how he is a tactician at what he does, I got to say that first step might be his only weakness that I could find. And that's not saying that there isn't any, but that's the only one I noticed out of Kenneth Grant. But he would definitely be a player that I would really watch. Another player, two guys that they've been rumored to be really interested in is Walter Nolan out of Ole Miss. He's a super twitchy guy. But is he the Mason Grahams, the Kenneth Grants, the Derek Harmon? No, he's not. But could he be a valuable player inside of the NFL? Absolutely. I just don't know if I'm comfortable taking him at 21 with Walter Nolan. I don't know. If Walter Nolan ends up being your option, I think trading back there would be your best bet to try to accumulate some sort of later round draft capital for 2025 here. Adding to your 6 picks that you have, because you have a limited number of draft picks here in 2025. Maybe if Walter Nolan's going to be your only option because these other guys are off the board, I think that's when you really consider falling back from 21 to gain some other draft capital, to gain some value somewhere. Where that value is, I don't know. But I think that's what you do. And I also think, too, if the defensive tackle, that's Walter Nolan, or maybe now you're considering taking one of these quarterbacks that have fallen, maybe a Shedeur Sanders, maybe a Jackson Dart. Maybe that starts to be what you're thinking about now as it inches toward 21. Trading back and still being able to get one of those 3 or 4 guys that could be first-round picks. Maybe that makes sense now. Falling back a little bit, even if it's going to be a quarterback in round 1. We did that. Rose. So what if wide receiver is the best position? Take it. That's my philosophy. And again, it may be skewed in some ways on to the wrong side of things. You take the best player available, and I don't think it matters. That's just me, and that's what I do. Collect good players. If I were a general manager, I'd collect the best players I could collect, no matter where they play. But I could see, hey, wide receiver or Kenneth Grant, wide receiver or Derek Harmon. You're going to take the defensive tackle, no doubt, because of that, a need, and a player that you probably have ranked similarly on the board. American Militia, best Steeler chat. Here we go. Thank you, my friend Mark Malone in the house. Elam, Aaron Rodgers' last good season was last season with the Jets. People need to stop defending him. He has no throws left in him, in my opinion. Daniel Warman-Shuck looks a lot like Andy Dalton. That's an interesting comparison, Daniel. I would too. Robert Rowe, what's up, man? Robert says, hold it to him. 10 million or nothing for Rodgers. If he wants to come play, say, you said 10 M's, bro. We ain't coming off of that. Here's the really interesting thing. After this draft goes through, maybe the Steelers all of a sudden are a lot more comfortable and they don't really give a shit what you want to. You could say you're Aaron Rodgers and you want to come play until you're blue in the face. But if it's not on the Steelers' terms, it ain't going to matter because they don't care, you know? Maybe they're a lot more comfortable after this weekend. Thank you, man. Good luck tonight. Appreciate that. Another super chat coming in. The second one of the night from my Floyd is Pink79. Best draft party. Thanks, Jason. Here we go, Steelers. Thank you, man. Appreciate you. Much love. Much respect to you. Appreciate it. Speaking of comments, I got a comment last night that asked me, that said this. And I shouldn't even have responded. But it said, do you ever say anything positive about the Pittsburgh Steelers? Well, I have to give a public service announcement, guys. I think the whole point of being here and talking about football and talking about this football team is to find its weaknesses and never be satisfied with mediocrity. Never be satisfied with just being okay. Never be satisfied. And I don't think the Steelers should ever be satisfied. And I don't think the fan base should ever be satisfied. And again, that is the mentality of a winner, of somebody that will go above and beyond for anything to achieve their goal. And that's what you should be in this game. That's what football, that's what professional sports is all about. And just because you're a diehard Steelers fan, just because you love to pump up this Steelers organization, doesn't mean that you're going to come here to Mike Drop Sports and Jason is going to give you a nice little swat on the ass and say, hey, yes, guys, they're great. They're doing everything great. Mike's great. Tomlin is the best coach ever. Yes, they are awesome. No, you're not going to get that. I'll say when they do good things, no doubt, and I do. But I will point out the negatives and the deficiencies and the issues. And I'm going to try to come up with a solution, with some sort of remedy. I'm not just bitching the bitch. I'm trying to have the conversation. And again, a lot of people only tune in what they want to hear, man. They try to spin the narrative in their head to make it fit what they think. You got to listen to the whole conversation. That's just what I got to say from the whole comment thing. All right, guys, let's double tap the shit out of that screen. Let's share the show. Appreciate the super chat so far. The gifted memberships. Thank you for the Cash App donation. Truly appreciate all of those things here on draft night. Absolutely awesome. You guys are very, very cool. You guys help me so much, man. It's so humbling. Am I laughing my ass off? Good luck tonight. Thanks, Rose. We'll see you, bro. Tom Ford, since the Steelers don't have a second-round draft pick and a player has a second-round draft grade, is it still considered reaching? Yeah, if you take them in round one, that would be reaching. If you have a second-round grade on them and you all of a sudden just take them in round one because you don't have a second-round pick, that's a reach, you know? In my opinion, that's a reach. Rose says, Eagles need Walter Nolan. Eagles don't need nobody else on the defensive front. Y'all are fucking loaded up there, bro. God, you guys got so many talented players over there. You guys should be banned from the draft this year. You got too many good players. Yeah, Tom, I believe the Jaguars will be really interested in Mason Grant. Sorry, guys, I ate corn tonight, and I feel like I got a piece of corn somewhere. We had corn on the cob. I cooked some really, really good chicken shish kebabs with peppers and onions. I marinated those bad boys all day. They came out they just melted, man. They were so good. Elam, super twitchy guy. Pause, dude. Justin Meneke in the house. Who do you think goes first overall? Cam Ward, probably. That's what I would say. Regis Anderson. I would love a defensive tackle in round one. I think you're on to something there. Yes, Tom Ford. I did. Thank you for bringing that up, buddy. I did, guys. I did speak to downtown Sean Broadway, one of our own here at Mike Drop Sports. He's been having some health issues. We won't give all the details about those health issues, but we will ask all of you though again here tonight. Make sure you're casting up a prayer for our boy downtown, and he's going through it a little bit, and definitely, I believe, in my opinion, again, my opinion, I believe the power of prayer works really, really well, and definitely is something that has a major impact on everybody, every one of our lives, and if you choose to do so. Yeah, cast up some of those prayers and help lift up John Broadway and get him back on his feet and back into the chat so we can all have our good conversations again. You don't sugarcoat it. My Floyd is Pink 79 said that. Yeah, I try not to. I don't want to lie to you guys. If I'm going to sit here and blow smoke up your ass, that would eat at me every day, knowing that I'm kissing your ass for views, or I'm kissing your ass for likes, I'm kissing your ass for super chats or memberships, and I'm not doing that. I'm not, because I think what you're coming to the internet for, what you're coming to YouTube for, what you're looking for is somebody to tell you the truth about the football team. Somebody that's going to give it to you straight. Somebody that's not going to make a fancy title and then talk about something completely different. Those things I think most people are looking for, but fall victim to the other bullshit. Some of the people out there, all they say is good things about the Steelers. And no matter what the Steelers do, they're going to sit there and say, it's my team. I stand behind my team. This is my team. Well, that's all well and good. And I'll stand behind the team too, because that's my team. I root for them. But if they screw it up, I'm going to tell you, they screwed it up. They made a bad move. I'm not going to sit here and just be like, well, just because the Steelers did it, it's okay. That don't make no sense. Raiders suck. What's up, Gio? Za, this is a championship team, not a non-losing season team. Amen, dude. We need to get back into that. And we had that conversation about Mike Tomlin again. It came up last night, and I take some shots from that, and people try to make it more than what it is, and they try to beat me up over it because I don't see exactly eye to eye with Mike Tomlin. And again, I call it like I see it with him, and I just say what I see. And again, this football team got a lot of issues, and they need to fix them. But is this football team so far off that a couple players coming in that are really, really good can't drastically improve their outcome? I'm not saying that can't be the case, because I think it can be. I think this football team is a middle-of-the-road football team that needs a couple good picks, man, to make this thing go. Vic G, I think the Steelers are making a trade with Dallas to move up to 12. Dude, if Dallas gives a 12th overall first-round pick for fucking George Pickens, guys, Jerry Jones should be literally selling that team tomorrow because he's an idiot. I'm not trying to be rude or anything, but I'm just saying. I don't know. I don't think that I'll take it, though. I take it. And guys, if Jerry Jones offers you for George Pickens the 12th overall selection, you run to that trade and say, goodbye, George. It's been real. It's been fun, but it ain't been real fun. Peace, my friend. That's what I say. What's up, Nebraska? Danny George in the house. Danny says, we got to trade back to get Kenneth Grant. I think if you trade back, I don't think you're going to get Kenneth Grant, Danny. I think he'll be gone earlier. I think he'll be gone before the Derek Harmons. I think he'll be gone just shortly after Mason Graham. I think the two Michigan products are going to be gone rather quickly inside of the top 15. That's what I think, Danny. I think if you trade back, you'll probably lose out on Kenneth Grant. My Floyd is Pink 79. Would it be a reach to grab Jalen Milroe in round one? It would be probably one of the worst draft selections by the Pittsburgh Steelers, in my opinion, in franchise history. It would probably rank up there and has to be top 3 or 4 worst draft selections in franchise history. That's what I would believe. That's my personal opinion again. I I think that he is vastly overrated, man. Vastly overrated. He can't, guys, he's not a polished enough passer to be selected in round 1. Now, if Jalen's available round 5 and he's sitting there and the Steelers haven't taken a quarterback, I am all for it. Go get him. Go take Milroe. Go get him. I'm cool with it. But you can't take him in round 1. The value isn't there. Now, if you look at it, the value of, is he athletic enough to be taken in round 1? The answer there is yes. But is he a quarterback enough to be taken in round 1? The answer to that question is a loud and resounding no. Daniel Warman, Cleveland just drafted Joe Flacco. Cleveland just drafted Joe Flacco. Yeah, they did get him. They did get him, Daniel. Elam says, praying for the Saints in the draft. Please don't pick Shador. Guys, it's not just Steeler fans I'm seeing that says don't take Shador in round 1. I don't know. Big B is up right now, just so you know. A notification come up on my phone, LOL. Yeah, I'm joining them at 9:15 over there, my time. 9:15. I think it's probably the same show I'm going on, what they got going on. I think it's just going to be a lot of guests and stuff for tonight for the draft. We talked about it when he came onto our show here for his second visit to our show. I had offered and said that I would help him out if he needed a guest or something to fill some airtime. So yeah, I'm just going to go over and do that and help a cool guy out real quick. I don't think prayers work. I know it does. Absolutely, Tom. You're right about that. Danny George, praying for you, John Broadway. Get back to the chat, brother. Of course, man, prayers for Broadway. Hope he has a speedy recovery. American Militia, Jerry Jones. The Titans are on the clock. They are on the clock, another Wombat. Soon and very soon. What time does the draft start, guys? Anybody put it in the chat? Doesn't it start at 8:30? He might be, Tom. They might be interested. 8:30, guys, right? Is that when the draft starts? It started? All right, well, we're going to wrap this show up then, since the draft started. I'm going to let you guys start to enjoy the draft. We're going to be back on here later. Come and join me. I'm going to put it in the community section, the link to Big B's show. Most of you guys know Big B, so you guys can go over there, get in his live tab, and I'll be over there at 9:15. I'm going to take myself a short break and give my voice a little bit of time here. I'm going to take a very short break, get myself prepared to go over there. And then after that show, I will come back on. So make sure you have your notification bell turned on here to Mike Drop Sports. We will be going all night, man. So make sure you do that. So you'll see me probably 3 times here tonight. We'll see what's up here, man. But thank you guys for joining me for this brief pre-draft show, about 40 minutes. But again, you will see me enough tonight that it'll probably make you sick. So until then, guys, until about 9:15 over on Steelers Almighty, I'm Jason. This is Mike Drop Sports. Peace, my friends. See ya.